Call the meeting to order. Commissioner Gaines, the leading the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin this morning with a moment of silence to honor the memory of former Commissioner Bert Elliott. Thank you. Bert was a former legislator, former county commissioner, longtime teacher, legendary tennis coach, and he had a lot of friends, so he will be missed. Okay, next up, we'll approve our agenda.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next up is the opportunity for public comment. Anyone here today to address the commission on any issue that isn't on the agenda? Not online, so it doesn't look like it. All right, next up, second reading and
We don't have any online.
Yeah. That's okay, we're not online, so nobody can join in. Second reading and possible adoption of ordinance 265, a rezone. Packet? Another packet is here.
Okay, ordinance 265, an ordinance amending Title 4, Second Revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described properties by William Wolf to go from Ag Preservation District to Mini Ag District.
All right, is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 265? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move.
Motion by Gage.
Second.
Second by Dennard. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, Dirk Rogers, Highway Superintendent, said bid dates for gravel, road oil, hot mix, and rental equipment. Good morning.
Morning.
First thing would be to set the bid dates, which I think we've been communicating with Lynn on what those will be, correct?
Yes, February 20th.
Okay. So that's what I'd recommend. We'll do all of them on that day. What the announcements are what we're talking about today, and we gotta tweak the forms a little bit, because I'm changing a couple things on there with the
Okay.
rental equipment, but, so.
All right, motion by Weiss.
Second.
Second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I forgot to put a department update on there, but a couple things have come up, so.
Okay.
I mean, not big things, they're just things I wanna comment on. Shocker, huh? First one is, we finally got the Sand Lake project moving off of where it was at. Kind of a weird email chain went around, and I don't understand why we did a figure 8 on it, but at any rate, we got it moving forward. Now, I think I'd mentioned, I don't remember if I told the commission, but I mentioned it to Mites and first responders folks, that the timeline of the structure, I thought we were gonna maybe have it closed over this current winter. It's gonna happen next winter now. And, they kinda do a call for bidders, not the actual bid, but it's sort of a way to get the flavor for the timing of it. You're gonna let a project and see how much interest there is based on, how people's, schedules are. And they came back that if you do get a bid on it, if you set up fall completion this year, and if we were to get a bid on it, it's gonna be obnoxiously high, because even the good bids right now are obnoxiously high. We ran into a little problem by dumping so much money into the construction industry without the people there to perform the work, and that's whiplash across the country. And so it isn't specific to Sand Lake, But the only way we're gonna get anything that's a reasonable number and enough interest is we're gonna go into it knowing that they have the option to have that road, the bridge will be out and the road will be closed through the winter. I mean, we can look at something else if that's completely out of the question, but based on the conversations I've had before and the length of time it's taken us to drag this thing along, I really, really would like to just, whatever the conditions are that we can get it out there and get a bidder on it. That's what I'd like to do, so.
Okay, if they close the bridge road, where is there an alternative route around that?
Nope, it's a bad spot. No, you got, what, 9 there and 7, 8, or no, 7 doesn't go that way. Well, if you go up north, it goes that way. There's not a good way. You know, the state, on a side note to that, Doug, the state is closing, or they're replacing the bridge on State 10 this summer. And, you know, they called me up for, hey, you guys got a detour, good luck, you know, because there just isn't one there, you know, without going up. So the truck traffic for that one supposedly will come all the way down to US 12. We'll just have to route them all the way out and possibly up into, what is that, 11 in North Dakota, the east-west one from, yeah, there just isn't.
No.
And
That's a long bridge, I think.
Oh, yeah, and even if we were gonna, you know, go, yeah, we'll really, really work with you on it, I mean, what are we gonna offer up, Road 7 or Road 9, or, it's none of them, it's not a good spot.
No.
Yeah, I'll bring up the L word, load limits. I mean, I'm looking at the forecast, and you know, this is unprecedented. I was almost banking on the weather guessers giving us another week of a cold snap, but if you look out 30 days, and you know how it's kinda accurate, there's nothing to, like, refreeze the ground, you know what I'm saying? And so not gonna make too many people happy. I gotta double check it. I believe it's February 15th is the earliest you can put them on. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but
It's good that people have a heads up that it could.
yeah, and I know it's kinda like mowing. We never get this right, you know, you never put on the load limits or announce them or whatever properly, but, I'm not saying they're gonna go on in the middle of February, but I think the law allows February 15th is the earliest. That's only about 3 weeks away.
Yep.
This year's really skewing the average.
Yeah, and...
Would've been a great year to be doing construction.
Yeah, so it's not something to complain about, but, and maybe there's a scenario where we're having a pretty slow thaw, and by the time the roads are vulnerable, maybe we're gonna be past it. I don't know, I just don't ever remember this long of a warm-up like this.
Right.
So, and then, just a couple comments on the legislature. I'm the legislative guy for the highway superintendents, and, I've been there a couple times in the last couple weeks. We did get our township bill through there to adjust the amount where, you know, we charge townships, and that even had more discussion than it should have, in my opinion, but that's whatever. And then, of course, yesterday, on a few things that I hope save us, the county as a whole, some money, there is at least positive momentum on the public defender thing, and Aaron did a nice job, Aaron and Clemish did a nice job yesterday, trying to get the veteran stuff, and that had a pretty positive spin to it. Some of the other things we're doing, I don't know.
Right.
It's kinda, you know, we got enough of you guys in the room that know how that works in here, but,
That idea is kill them early, kill them late.
yeah, I know, just get them the hell out of here. Yeah, it's interesting, but...
The annexation bill will be dealt with this week.
Oh, it will
Dropped,
be?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
talked to Carl on Saturday, and they're still working on the verbiage for that, but,
Okay, good. Verbiage, how hard can the verbiage be? Is that just...
well, there were some issues with LRC, so...
We're not live today,
You
Derek.
got...
Yeah, we're not?
No, I
Oh,
It is recorded.
Oh, now you're telling me that?
Better go. Yeah, let her rip.
We debated whether we should or not, but I couldn't hold back anymore.
Fair enough, but, no, there's been a few other things that the general tone kinda catches me off guard. And I only get so far up in what's going on, right?
Right.
And I go in and talk about my little thing, but, thought there would be better and more sustainable momentum coming off of the summer study than there seems to be. I know, and you told me that earlier. I'm still idealistic enough, Mike, that I have some hope. I don't know.
Good for you.
But-
Yeah, hold on to that hope.
Yeah,
do it.
So, anyway, those are my comments. Do you guys have anything that's ruining your lives, or?
No?
We'll say he agrees about, you know, the potential of having to take load limits off is the fact that we're not so saturated and flooded that, you know, there'll be some shifting and heaving and stuff like that, but, you know, knock on wood, without.
You know, the one thing that seems consistent in that is how much water was around when you froze. And I was trying to remember that specifically the other day, because I think we had a few runs that had more water than they would this time of year, but in general, the river was quite a ways down, I think,
Yeah.
at that time, so maybe there's,
Yeah, we got some late moisture, but there was a lot of capacity, and
Yep.
just, you know, catching it before it was actually absorbed or ran, but.
You go north here, there's not a whole lot of moisture or snow at all.
no.
No.
No, I was actually up in Jamestown last weekend, and it's, compared to what was happening up there in Bismarck and Mandan last year,
Yeah.
compared to this year, it's
Right.
not even the same thing, so.
Right.
All right,
All right,
sounds good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dirk.
Have a great day.
You as well. Next up, resolution for reconveyance of real property. Within the packets for reconveying the property back to the homeowner. Any questions on that? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Move.
Motion by Feldheim,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, a resolution for Brown County local control. There was a resolution that Commissioner Dennertz drafted. You all have the opportunity to look at it. It's generic enough. It doesn't specifically name any piece of legislation or any particular bill. It's generic enough that we're supporting local control when it comes to planning and zoning, basically, so.
Do you want me to read it quick?
And if you want to, that'd be fine.
Sure.
Yeah, just got a copy right here, it's easier to read off the paper, but.
Yeah, probably. Whereas local control is a key principle of the United States of America and South Dakota. Whereas South Dakota has a long history of allowing citizens, municipalities, and townships to adopt local zoning ordinances that benefit local jurisdictions and the citizens. Whereas potential legislation threatens local control over matters of planning and zoning. Whereas such legislation limiting the ability of local government to evaluate and regulate compatible land uses would by extension interfere with the opportunity for local citizens to have a voice in local planning and zoning matters. Whereas on April 25th, 2023, ordinance number 243 was unanimously passed by the Board of Brown County Commissioners. Whereas ordinance number 243 requires a 1,500-foot setback from certain pipeline facilities. Whereas ordinance number 243 was strongly supported by many of the citizens of Brown County who made their voices heard during the public hearing. Whereas the Board of Brown County Commissioners continues to support counties, municipalities, and townships having the authority to adopt appropriate regulations for each unique jurisdiction. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Brown County Commissioners that we oppose any legislation that limits or eliminates the local control of counties, municipalities, and townships in matters of planning and zoning. So I would move that.
Okay.
And just discussion, the bill, to my knowledge, hasn't been introduced. I know there's some vehicle bills floating around, so I don't know when that will be introduced, but it sounds like it's probably still coming.
Yep.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Denner, second by Weiss, to approve the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thanks for drafting that.
Yep, thank you, Drew. Well done. All right, next up, Rachel Kipley, Fairgrounds Parks Manager. Morning, Rachel.
Hi, guys. Here's an updated contract that's got the signature from the other party, just like we talked about last week. That's just the agreement to do that Ag Education Center. Name yet to be determined. They were gonna do South Dakota Farmers Union Ag Expo, but they may be reconsidering since we already have an expo of sorts on the fairgrounds, so we'll keep you posted on what they decide there.
The only question that was brought to my attention is as regarding the naming rights, will there be the opportunity inside this facility for signage that could be sold? And would that be theirs then, if it were named after them?
It
Or
would.
would that come to Brown County?
It doesn't specifically say in this agreement, but my assumption would be they would get to do that since they are getting 100,000 plus in sponsors for the 20 years. So for that week-long event, they will be contracting with different groups. We do have one, Glacial Lakes has been sponsoring our Ag Center in the Odie up until this point, so we are having conversations of, is there still something left that we could garner from that? But I think with the extent of what they're giving and what they're putting together, they would get the prime, you know, because they're organizing the whole thing, so.
Okay. State Attorney's Office is okay with that?
Well, just hearing about it
Based
now.
on what you've
Yeah,
heard?
based on what I know. I mean, we can have further discussion about it if you want us to.
Well, it's not explicit in there, I think that's still up for conversation, but you're talking about for the week of the events, but not necessarily permanent signage?
Correct. So, I don't perceive that particular building, and I could be wrong, being used by the masses, so to
Mhm.
speak, unless they host, because they have the ability to host up to 4 events there themselves. So it's a possibility where they, you know, right now we host the, Chamber 4th grade ag deal in the spring, if they wanted to open it up and have it available for some of that stuff. But I think the amount of time, effort, and stuff to
Mhm.
set up for Fair Week, I mean, it's still gonna be used for storage 51 weeks of the year for us.
Okay.
And so I don't foresee them wanting to put all that work into it, other than, but that's up in the air. And
Okay.
I guess I did ask the question about the Glacial Lakes, because I think it was $2,500 they've been sponsoring for the fair to be the Glacial Lakes Ag Adventure Center. And for what we're gaining in exchange, I've let them know that there are changes going on with it, and that would be the only sole sponsorship that we're losing. But hopefully there's a spot for them to still partner with Farmers Union, since they're taking over the curriculum and all the activities.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? Otherwise, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Motion by Jenner,
Second.
second by Feldheim. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Partnership's
Rachel.
a good thing, but there
Yeah.
are details.
When we do have some extra handicap sign mics, you must have heard from somebody, so we'll get some of ours out to put along with things for the Wings game.
Mhm.
Have some more.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that brings us to our consent calendar. Lynn?
Approval of the general meeting minutes of January 23rd.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims and payroll.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Feldheim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
HR report.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Travel request.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Denner. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claim assignment.
Move. Second.
Motion by Denner, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Lottery permit.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Abatement.
Move.
Motion by Gage, second by Sutton. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And transfer for highway department and 24/7.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. HR did not request an exec this morning. I think we have to discuss a couple legal issues.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Dennert. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in exec.
You didn't.
All
I
right.
got those done. If you want to
Sure,
sign
you
them.
tried.
Okay, the light is back on, we're back in session, out of exec with no action as a result. Is there anything else to come before the Burton County Commission this morning?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Dennert, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, motion carries. We
Now,
are
Lindy, is
adjourned.
there what, how we can be